Well, good morning. We are so glad to be here with you this morning in South Carolina, and we have just enjoyed coming here to your state and just getting to know a lot of people here. And y'all have one of the sweetest states of anywhere we've traveled. It reminds me a lot of Arkansas. But Michelle wishes she could be here this morning, but she had to catch a flight to get back to Arkansas, and so she's driving to Charlotte this morning and going to fly out and go back and be with the rest of the family. But I did bring some of our children with us. And so I want to introduce them real quick. Come on up here, guys. And we have our second oldest son, John, here. And then we have Jill and Jessa and Ginger. And then we also have the Bates family. Have you ever seen our show with the Bates family on it? They have 18 children. They live over in Lake City, Tennessee. And y'all stand up real quick. We have Zach, and we have Nathan, Lawson, and Tori. And, you think our family's big. We have, of course, 19 kids and counting. Well, the Bates family, they're getting ready to tie us. They're having their 19th child here just probably by Valentine's Day. So it's really exciting. And the thing is, we've known the Bates since, I think they had maybe 7 or 8 children when I first met them. I was actually at a Christian conference, and I walked up to this table, and they had all these little children sitting around. I said, well, your family kind of looks like my family. And anyway, we've been friends for over the years. It's amazing how God has expanded both of our families kind of simultaneously. And anyway, they're dear friends. Well, some of the girls are going to play a quick piece on the violins, and then I'm just going to kind of share our life story and answer some questions. I think a lot of people wonder, did you always plan on to have this many children? And how in the world did you get on TV? And I'm going to explain about that ministry and just how God's works in our life, and hopefully it'll be a blessing to you and encourage you in your spiritual life. And it's good to see all these bright, smiling faces here this morning. And so here they are. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to kind of share our life story, and normally I do this with Michelle here, but I'll try to share it from my perspective. And I want to tell you, I kind of identify with you. I was, for the first 5 years of my life, I went to a public school, and then from 6th grade on, I went to a Christian school. And I am so thankful that my parents sent me to that Christian school, and I'm so thankful for the teachers who had a godly perspective and invested in my life. And I know a lot of the teachers at the Christian school were not paid as much as they could have made at the public school, but they came and invested in my life, and I learned a lot of Bible scriptures, and even a lot of the stuff that, it was kind of a drudgery sometimes, learning the scriptures, having to memorize and stuff. But I'm so thankful that they encouraged me to hide God's word in my heart. And that's been a foundation for my life and for my family. And so I hope all of you guys will go home today and first off, thank your teachers for teaching you, and all the staff here that takes care of you. And then go home and thank your parents for, they could spend their money on something else. They could spend their money on buying a new car or whatever, but they're sacrificing to send you to this Christian school. And it's a great blessing to have this spiritual foundation for your life, because they're putting this as a priority with their finances in your life, because they love you. This is how one way they're showing you love. Well, I was born on a Sunday, and the next Sunday I was in church, and I've been there ever since. But it was really about when I was 7 years old, my sister had committed her life to Jesus Christ. And I heard my mom and my sister talking about this, and so anyway, it was when I was 7 years old, I realized that I was a sinner. I had done things wrong. And I needed to ask God to forgive me for the things I had done wrong. And I went and turned over the control of my life to Jesus. And I can remember even at 7 years old when I prayed and I committed my life to Christ, I went and I had a little friend that was maybe a year older than me. And I told him that I wanted him to go to heaven when he died too. And I was able to share my faith with him. And my little friend ended up committing his life to Jesus. And that's one of the most important things we can do as Christians, is share our faith with others. Now, my wife, Michelle, her parents went to church for a while. She's the youngest of 7 children. And when her older brothers and sisters were young, her parents went to church. But then, Michelle being the baby, they ended up moving around some. And they got out of the habit of going to church. And the sad thing is that my wife, she was raised, the family would go out and go to the lake, they would do some fun things, and they tried to be good parents, but they did not have that spiritual perspective. And so she wasn't raised going to church. But it was when she was 15 years old